Thanks for joining me. My name is Sean Egglestone and I'm a registered dietitian, and today we are going to be going over everything that I bought at the grocery store as well as the meals that I plan to make with this food. So without further ado, one of the first things that you'll notice is at least half of what I buy doesn't have any nutrition facts labels on it at all. So a nutrition facts label is typically found on a product that comes packaged, and it'll be on the back side of the product. Now, typically when I go grocery shopping, about 3/4 of what I buy, most of what you should buy, should not have a nutrition facts label on it at all. Good examples include some of the vegetables and the fruits, as well as the bulk bin items like grains and dried beans and products like that. So when there's no label, you don't have to worry about added sugar, salt, or fat, and you know that the macronutrients are going to be in the right balance for optimal health. Now let's take a look at what I bought. So here, starting on the left-hand side, we have a loaf of this is whole wheat bread. This is organic. I don't always buy this brand, so don't look at this stuff and say, oh, that's the brand to buy. I don't always buy these brands, but I do buy organic whole wheat bread. And the one thing that I look for is I want to make sure that first ingredient on the back on that nutrition facts label says whole, W-H-O-L-E. There's a lot of multi-grain breads that are made from refined flour, or maybe their first ingredient is a whole grain and the rest of the product is refined. So I make sure that there's no, it's not enriched with a bunch of vitamins. Like I said earlier, I tend to buy mostly organic. They don't have organic mushrooms at the store that I went to. These are portobello mushrooms. These are going to be a little bit more expensive than the button or the cremini mushrooms, but for these, I will marinate these and make portobello mushroom burgers out of them, and that's a great alternative if you like that sort of savory, meaty texture, but you're not looking to increase your meat consumption. Maybe you want to go vegetarian for a meal. So this is a great alternative. I will take a piece of tin foil and I will wrap these the gill side up and put a little bit of balsamic or red wine vinegar, a little bit of crushed garlic, and a little bit of ground mustard, and I'll let that marinate for however long you want. Could be as little as 5 or 10 minutes, 30 minutes, up to a few hours, and then I can pop those in the oven at 350 to 400 for about 20 to 25 minutes, and you have yourself some really good mushroom burgers. I have tomato paste. We like to make our own pizza, so we usually get a whole wheat pizza dough, and we use this tomato paste. Now, I always make sure that this is low in sodium, so what I look for this product is pretty much as low as salt as you can get, and this has 20 milligrams of sodium, which is very low. If the product says low sodium on it, it'll be 140 milligrams per serving or less. This doesn't say anything about sodium on the front, so in some of my low sodium videos, I talk about not focusing on the front of the label per se, because oftentimes you'll have products that are low in salt that don't actually advertise it on the front. So I flip it over and I make sure for this product it really shouldn't be over 100 milligrams per serving. I got 6 of those because I hate running out. There's nothing worse than having a meal and having everything you need except that one product. Here we have some no added salt tomato sauce. If a product says no added salt, it will be the lowest in sodium. You'll excuse my dog, he's making some noise. So this here has 20 milligrams of sodium. So again, I try and get these as low as sodium as possible. And I'm going to use this tomato sauce to offset the sodium in this pasta sauce. So this pasta sauce is 480 milligrams for half a cup, and that's too much. That's a lot of salt. You really shouldn't have more than 600 to 700 milligrams per meal, or around 2,000 milligrams of sodium per day. So I will cut this either 25% this to 75% this, or half and half, and that'll reduce this sodium substantially. and this was on sale. And again, I try and get tomato products organic. And then last but not least for the can, well, not last for the canned products, but this is a organic coconut milk. And again, I don't worry about the sodium because there's no sodium in this. So we have tomato paste, tomato sauce, we have coconut milk, we have pasta sauce. Here I have some minced garlic. I love to use garlic. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be using it with the mushrooms. We have this vegan Caesar dressing that my fiance really likes, and it's actually quite tasty. And so this is by Follow Your Heart. You can check that out. This has 190 milligrams of sodium, so it's not low in sodium, but I wouldn't consider it high in sodium. It is mostly fat, but whatever it takes for you to eat the your salad, right? So it's better to eat your salad than not eat at all. More coconut milk. I got some peanut butter. Again, you don't want, typically, even with the added sodium peanut butter, the added salt peanut butter, it won't be very high in salt, maybe 60 or 80 milligrams per serving, which is 2 tablespoons. But I always double check, and this has got no sodium in it at all. We have some cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables are, I use this for pasta. I use this for peanut butter and jellies. Here I have vegetables. Every lunch and every dinner is going to be mostly vegetables. Half of your plate at lunch and half of your plate at dinner should be vegetables. So here we have different kinds of kale and Swiss chard. These are what we call cruciferous vegetables. These reduce your risk for colon cancer. We also have asparagus. This tends to be a little bit more expensive, so I recommend, typically I stick to $2 a pound or less for my food, and that makes sure that I'm following a good budget. Asparagus is a little bit more expensive, but you know, sometimes I treat myself. Here we have some cabbage, we have some broccoli, we have some onions, we have some zucchini and yellow squash. I buy, and if you're gluten-free, you don't have to buy whole wheat products. You can buy non-whole wheat products. But if you're going to eat wheat, don't buy the white stuff, buy the whole wheat stuff. So this is whole wheat pasta. And that's the only ingredient. Again, looking for whole in the first ingredient. I get different kinds, and this is like $1 or $2 a box. It's pretty inexpensive. This is the rotini. I also have angel hair, which happens to be my favorite. Salad greens. You have to have dark leafy greens every single day. This is a mix. This is $5. This will last me and my fiance several days. This is a great buy. If you have a membership to Costco or have a Costco near you, you can get large bags of this for very inexpensive. At the grocery store, it's a little bit more, but this is what I consider my life insurance. This is my health insurance. So I'm going to spend more money here because later in life, I'm going to spend less on hospital visits and medications and other expenses that come with being unhealthy. So I put the money here as a preventative measure in my food. So these greens will last you a long time. And then last but not least, of course, with the mushrooms, you're going to want some buns. These are whole wheat buns. These are hard to find. If you don't have whole wheat buns at your store, you can just use the whole wheat bread. Now, with some of the vegetables here, I plan on doing the portobello mushroom burgers like I mentioned, or if you don't want to do the bread, you can saute or slice the mushrooms and saute them and put them in different dishes. I'm going to make a curry out of some of the vegetables. I might make a juice, a green juice out of some of the vegetables. We have stuff to make pizza here. We have stuff to make what we call yum bowls, where you just do a variety of grains, such as rice and barley or quinoa, some vegetables, some kind of protein. Maybe it's tofu. For you, it might be chicken or fish. And then we'll have a little bit of yum sauce, which is, there's a place around here, it's called Cafe Yum. They make this yum sauce, or you can make your own sauce, or you can use the green goddess dressing. And we sort of do like these Asian-inspired burrito bowls, if you will. So that's another idea. Now, if you want to actually see me cook and make some of the dishes that we talked about in this video, you can leave them in the comment section down below. And if you do have any comments with the audio or the clarity or the video, you can post them in the comment section below, and all these videos go through several hours of editing, so it's a lot of work to make them. But I do appreciate your views. Thanks so much. If you have any more questions about nutrition, you can head on over to my website, seantherd.com, and there's frequently asked questions, there's recommended resources, recipes, and other websites that I recommend that you check out, as well as videos on heart-healthy eating, diabetes, carbs, fats, proteins, as well as shopping and cooking videos. And of course, it's all completely for free. I don't make any money off of any of this, and I'm not trying to sell you anything. So hope you found value in watching this video. Cheers.